ethnic foods, even though Makeda had renamed it International Tastes. Mr. Romano nodded, his gaze darting to the side as if he felt her willing him to at least give her the respect of eye contact. She ran her thumb over the ring on her middle finger, a rounded gold band covered with finely etched fish scales, the familiar texture beneath the pad of her thumb a reminder of how quickly a good thing could go bad. Makeda had busted her ass studying retail store design and customer psychology in her precious downtime, researching the healthiest products to stock for customers using WIC, the most expensive products with the highest profit margin to stock for tourists and big spenders. She thought the promotion was in the bag, that if she worked hard enough, kept her nose to the grindstone, she'd maybe end up in corporate one day. Instead, Lindsay would probably fail her way up to smoking in front of headquarters instead of behind grab right number 074. "I'll have to congratulate her," Makeda said with perfectly measured politeness. "And," Mr. Romano's mustache trembled and he exhaled, his gaze finally meeting hers. "Damn. I hate this, so I'm just gonna say it. I have to let you go." Makeda stared at him, her forgiving smile pasted on her face even as her thoughts whirled wildly. Maybe she was misunderstanding. "Go where, Mr. Romano?" She was blinking too quickly but couldn't help it. "Are they finally opening the Grab Right location in Linwood? The commute would be a bit much, but you know I'd love to help build—" Mr. Romano held up a hand and cut her off before she could finish. "The new location went over budget, and sales have been down with the drop in tourists and so many people out of work. Corporate brought in some people to figure out how to streamline things. But I'm the one who streamlines things," she said through the smile she couldn't seem to let go of. She didn't know what would happen if she stopped smiling right then. It was like the support structure holding up a rapidly crumbling building. She huffed a laugh, a panicked sound strained through cheer. "Streamlining is what I do, for little money and no promotion." Drip, drop. "Well, that little money was too much for headquarters. They decided to cut several full-time positions, and yours was one of them." "But can't we figure something—" Makeda pressed her lips together. She was helpful, and part of that helpfulness was being able to anticipate responses and quickly assess situations so she could best deal with them. She already knew that even she couldn't fix this. Listing everything she'd done for Grab Right over the last few years wouldn't change what was currently happening. And it had only hurt Mr. Romano, who was a good enough guy, even if he did over-order wholesale toilet paper for the employee bathroom so he could bring some home. Thoughts of how she'd pay her bills made her fake smile falter. "Do I get a severance package?" she asked calmly. She'd never been fired before. She was too useful to be fired. She was competent, too, but that wasn't her appeal. She was useful. Doing the things no one else wanted to do, fixing things before others acknowledged they were broken, organizing without making anyone feel they'd made a mess. If you were useful, then people were less likely to get rid of you. But somehow, useful hadn't been good enough this time. "I got you 2 weeks, Mr. Romano said, rolling a ballpoint pen back and forth on his desk. "I asked for 2 months, but they denied it." She was almost glad when she saw the sheen of tears in his eyes and heard the waver in his voice. It allowed her to push her own pain aside and tend to his guilty conscience instead. "Don't feel bad. It's not your fault. And I'll land on my feet." She was certain she heard the sound of her grandmother sucking her teeth, as the old woman always did whenever Makeda went out of her way for others. Don't you know what happens when you give all your own sweetness without